Hi, I'm Assemblyman John Catalano, here on the Reaction Couch with Assemblywoman Aura Dunn.
And we're going to listen to Commissioner of Labor's testimony before the Senate earlier this month. Let's see what he has to say.
I doubt any group of state workers has been as effective and productive as our UI agents these past 2 years.
Aura, I'm shocked at what this gentleman says. His employees have been so full of vim and vigor, as he's saying, to get our constituents their money, when they've actually shifted all of the work to our legislative offices. We've done over 13,000 cases in my district office. We still have several hundred that are pending, and we get more every day. Mr. Commissioner, get your people back to work.
Assemblyman, I couldn't agree with you even more, and I'm interested in this labor force of phantoms, essentially. They've been working, they're not opened yet. It's 2 years later. And you're right, by extension, we've been providing those services in person. I've got hundreds of cases still open from the very beginning. A gentleman remains on my caseload that was one of the first cases to open in 2020.
The Murphy administration and my colleagues in other departments have had great success in bringing our services directly to the communities that need them the most.
I don't want to hang on the guy's words here, but directly is being behind a phone call that gets disconnected or that comes through as unavailable, directly bringing services to the constituents?
For months now, these folks have been waiting for their due unemployment checks, and it's a big stonewall. Mr. Commissioner, you need to do something to fix it right away.
One-stop shop. Closed. No in person. Let's see. Lights are out. Not a single human being. That was over a year ago. It was a ghost town when I showed up. Spoke to the security guard. He said they turn 20, 40 people away every day. Remember, this was in the height of the shutdown and unemployment claims. It's still just as quiet. Just as empty. I think a lot of people have given up because they're back at work, except Department of Labor. How ironic is that?
Why can't people have access to real public workers that are there to help them? They've been paying for this service for many years in their working lives.
Since day one, Senator, our biggest motto has been, and driving force has been paying the most claimants as quickly as possible, as much money as possible. And by far, the most efficient way to do that is online and over the phone. There's no doubt about it.
Commissioner, you're talking about the easy way out, just to handle those people who have done the online registrations, but it's the folks that have problems, that want to talk face to face and get their problems solved.
It's more efficient to just talk to someone one-on-one. Just think about how many times in the workplace it could spend all day on an email, right? When all you had to do was pick up a phone or speak to someone in person, you can get that issue resolved.
We are not in a strong position to hire in general. We're out there facing private sector employers who are paying way better.
Aura, I'm just amazed at what this gentleman says, that they can't find employees. I understand it's a difficult situation, but being a small business owner, I would be doing everything in my power to get employees into my store.
You know, we could talk about the competition with the private sector. There's nothing more noble than public service, right? And what are we doing? By setting this example of how public servants can't get the job done, well then yeah, you're not going to encourage anyone to go into the field. And let's show innovation, right? The governor talks about bringing innovation to this state. This is such a passive approach. Come up with solutions and go to the federal government and say, this is how we can fix this.
And I think if the commissioner doesn't have those innovative ideas, maybe it's not the right job for him.
We talk to desperate claimants every single day. And so I don't want you to twist my words to say that we don't care about these people. We care deeply about them. And we're working our butts off for 2 years straight to get them every single penny they deserve.
Commissioner, that's a crazy statement to say you've been working your butts off for 2 years. I've been in my office handling many cases, personally speaking to our constituents who are crying on my shoulder, and you need to do something about it.
We're talking to them in person.
Right.
They come to our office, they knock on our door, and it's a lot harder to turn someone away when they're telling you their life story and letting you know that they're going to get evicted or they can't afford their child care bill or pay for groceries.
Our legislative office have become the satellite offices of the Department of Labor, which is not what we're supposed to be doing. but we're there to help our constituents.
The commissioner's coming now 2 years after the fact. There should have been proposals sent to the federal government. The governor should have been more proactive on this. This administration is not doing enough, and we're here to say it's time. Time is up.
Right.
You should have a plan in place so that tomorrow you push the button and we go to Plan B. And we don't have that. Do you have a Plan B?
Yes, Senator.
What is the Plan B?
I'm not going to discuss it here.
Well, I don't know who you're discussing it with, but I would sure like the Plan B to be sent to the chairman through the chair so that we can all see Plan B. Would you do that?
We'll see. Plan A is going to be fine.
Wow.
I don't think the labor commissioner has a Plan B. I don't think he has a Plan A, number one. Or what do you think?
I mean, he's not at liberty to discuss Plan B? We're the people. Bring it to the people. I mean, this goes back to bring the services to the people. So I don't know who he's looking for approval, who's going to talk about it, but I totally agree with you. It really is just a cover for, I don't have a plan.
Correct.
We haven't had a plan.
Correct.
I'm not making comparisons to other states, but I will tell you this. If you ask folks in the national UI world who work on UI in any other state or in the DC, New Jersey is a leader and continues to be a leader in UI.
New Jersey is a leader in UI satisfaction. I think we're a leader in stonewalling and making our constituents so frustrated and not getting them the due money that they pay into the system with. We're one of 3 states where we actually withhold dollars from our employees to pay their unemployment, and now they can't get it back.
Yeah, we're the leader in exasperation, right? We have constituents that just say, I'm leaving. You know what? If you can get me my benefits, the benefits that I paid into, that I deserve, at some point you can get them for me, great, but I might be in Florida by then. So, I'll give you my forwarding address.
So I promise you, Senator, when I come back before you next year, we're going to have great success stories, or on top of those we already have, about our technology.
Mr. Commissioner, you're saying come back next year and tell us your wonderful stories that you've done. How about coming back to us in 2 weeks or a month and letting us know how you fixed the situation?
Yeah, a year? Is that what he said?
A year. A year.
So that'll be 3 years after the fact.
And it's still not fixed.
Unacceptable. If you like this video, I hope that you will subscribe and hit the like button below, and also give us your comments. It's really important that we hear from you.
And share it.